Change is scary. It's exciting, sure, but it's also terrifying. Leaving home for my PhD was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made. Not because I was unhappy. No, it was the opposite. I loved my life at home. I was surrounded by family, friends, and everything familiar. But at the same time, I know that staying in my comfort zone won't help me grow. It felt like the right time to step away from my safety net and challenge myself, to see who I could become in a completely new environment. So I packed my bags, said my goodbyes, and moved to a foreign country to start this new chapter. At first, everything felt new and overwhelming. The little things I took for granted, like knowing where to buy groceries, how to get around, or who to call when I needed company, suddenly became things that I had to figure out from scratch. And the hardest part was feeling like I had to start over socially. I went from having strong friendships where I felt completely at home to feeling like I was a stranger in my own life. One thing that's made this transition easier is baking. I've always loved the process, the measuring, the mixing, the way the kitchen smells so good after. It helps me slow down when life gets overwhelming. But for a while, I was just baking for myself and Max. And while that was nice, I missed showing up to gatherings with freshly baked brownies or making something I knew my friends would love, like this rich chocolatey cake with a buttery, nutty crumble topping. Today I'm bringing this cake to a birthday party celebrating 2 friends from my cohort. The contrast between the fudgy cake and the crisp topping makes it extra satisfying. But more than that, it reminds me that I'm not alone here, that I'm building something real. That's what I've learned about moving away. Home isn't where you come from, it's something you create. And sometimes it starts with something as simple as sharing food. One thing I quickly realized was that making friends as an adult takes effort. Unlike school, where friendships naturally happen, in a new country, you have to put yourself out there again and again. And for an introvert like me, it can be exhausting. Trust me, I would rather stay home than put myself in awkward social situations. But I also learned that most people are eager to connect. You just have to be willing to take that first step. It meant saying yes to invitations, even when I felt shy. It meant striking up conversations in places I normally wouldn't. And most importantly, it meant allowing people into my life, even though part of me feared that they wouldn't truly get me the way my old friends did. But honestly, it is worth it. It took some time, but I've met people who I feel comfortable being around. People who challenge me, support me, and remind me that I'm not alone in this journey. The biggest thing I've had to redefine is what home means to me. At first, home felt like something I've left behind, a place and a group of people that I could only access through video calls and old memories. But over time, I started seeing home differently. It's not just one place. It's the people, the experiences, and the connections you build wherever you go. Leaving home for a PhD isn't just about academics. It's about growth. It's about learning to navigate life in a new place, about opening yourself up to new friendships, and about realizing that home isn't just where you come from. It's also where you create it. So if you're thinking about taking that leap, whether it's moving for a PhD, a job, or a new adventure, know this: it will be challenging. You will feel out of place at times, but you will also grow in ways you've never expected. And one day, you'll look around and realize that the life you were so scared to start has slowly, piece by piece, started to feel like home.